let me go ahead and get everyone checked in. I see that we have Aaron Dixon here. Mr. Dixon, if you can unmute, confirm that you are in fact Aaron Dixon and you're the applicant and owner on this project. Just need you to unmute just quickly.
There we go. Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Welcome. Are you expecting anyone else to join us here today on the applicant owner side of this project?
No.
Okay, great. And I see we also have Kate Meehan from the zoning department. Well, Kate.
Hello.
All right. I need to read through our hearing script that basically just covers the procedure for the hearing, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So this is the November 15th, 2023 session of the zoning hearing examiner docket. My name is David Serkey. I'm the zoning hearing examiner for the city of Cincinnati. I'll be presiding over the hearing. The case before us today is case number ZH20230164. That's 6327 Hillside Avenue. The purpose of this hearing is to allow applicants and any potential opposing parties to testify and to offer and refute evidence in testimony. This hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and the supplemental rules of the zoning hearing examiner. The hearing will proceed as follows. The applicant's attorney, or the applicant's agent will first present the applicant's case. If there were anyone here from the public, they'd have an opportunity to speak after the applicant had presented its case. I will hear from the zoning department and Ms. Meehan. In the event that any party testifies or offers argument in opposition to this application, the applicant will have an opportunity to rebut that testimony and or argument offered in opposition. And then finally, Mr. Dixon, I'll give you a chance to make any closing statements before we adjourn. After all presentations have been made, I will close the hearing. Decisions may be expected within 2 weeks. I may limit or exclude any testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. I may interrupt any speaker to ask questions or to make any comments. Okay. In the event of any technical difficulties with the Zoom technology, I'll do my best to troubleshoot those on the fly, but to the extent there's some defect that prevents us from meaningfully going forward with this hearing, I may continue or postpone the hearing at my discretion. Last thing I need to do is just swear in all of our witnesses. So if you intend on providing any testimony here today, the zoning code requires that I swear you in. So if that's you, if you could just raise your right hand. I need everyone to answer out loud. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. So Mr. Dixon, have you been through a zoning hearing before?
I have not.
Okay, so I've got the application materials. I've got the staff report that Ms. Meehan has prepared. So this is just your opportunity to tell me a little bit more about the project, any background you think is important, and of course why the requested relief, or the relief that you're requesting, is appropriate and why I should grant it. So if you're ready, you can go ahead, and the floor is yours.
Yes, I started this project about 2 years ago, and just mainly to replace an existing porch that was there, as well as for rainwater issues. So, got the project started and finished it, I think about a year and a half ago. And at that point, I believe I'm blanking on his name. The inspector drove by and noticed us finishing it out and asked for the permit, which started this whole process. And then, went through the process of drawing up the plans as they were done, throughout the process, and taking measurements and everything like that. So, but it ended up, it's a very beautiful front porch. I have noticed a lot of my neighbors beautifying their own houses in around me. I've always gotten compliments for it, as well as the landscaping around it and everything. And it's definitely helped with rainwater issues coming into my basement. And the reason why I need the variance is because the southeastern, or I think the eastern corner, is within 11 feet of my property line, and the variance is an average of the front of the houses along the street, which is 22. So I need that 11-foot variance to fall into I guess code for the porch.
Okay. And you said that there have been other improvements to homes around you? Is it similar type setbacks or?
Just like people redoing their siding or redoing their landscaping, just their houses look nicer. Painting and a lot of cleanup of their driveways, of things outside, and if I didn't say it already, landscaping and stuff. Just everything kind of looks a little cleaner and nicer along the street.
Okay. All right. Anything else you'd like to tell me now before I move over to Ms. Meehan?
Not that I can think of. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Kate, anything you'd like to say on this?
So yes, in this particular situation, a special exception of 11 feet is needed for the front porch. A good part of the front yard is actually city right of way. So it looks like it's deeper than that, but again, given the city right of way along the front there, Mr. Dixon needs a special exception of 11 feet. The averaging based on the adjacent neighbor in a vacant lot is 22 feet. So this, he would need the 11 feet special exception in this case because the house sits up farther than the other adjacent house, and it doesn't meet the averaging. There was previously I guess I would call it like an uncovered deck or uncovered porch on the front of this house. And then in doing my research, I found that previous to that, there was another covered front porch on this house going back to like the 1990s. So I think our recommendation is that we think that the front porch is an improvement over what was there previously. There is history of having a covered front porch on this house. There certainly are many other homes along Hillside and adjacent streets that have a partial or full covered front porch on the front of the house. So it is a condition that exists here along the street. So I think we would submit that the front porch isn't actually an improvement to the house. He just needs the relief for the front yard. Otherwise, the other side yard and rear yard setbacks are conforming to the zoning. And I think
Okay.
this is SF6 here, so.
Gotcha. So it's measured, the setback is measured from the street there to is it the overhang of the front porch or
Yes.
Okay. And what was the previous setback before the front porch addition or renovation?
I believe
Do we know that?
with the deck alone, it was actually extending further out. I don't know about with that corner that was added to the wraparound that I did. But the original front porch that was original to the house that she was talking about, that actually extended out definitely further than that corner. Just it only went halfway to the front of my house instead of a full wraparound.
Gotcha. Okay. I see.
And I believe on the auditor's site there was a layout of that original front porch, and it was about 10 feet from the center of the house to the edge of the front porch.
Got it. Okay. And Kate, so this was the averaging was determined by calculating if you're looking at the house to the left, and then the vacant lot to the right.
Correct.
What is the base front setback that was used for the vacant lot here?
So the base zoning in SF6 requires a 25-foot front yard setback. But so given and the zoning changes pretty quickly. So actually there are not many homes on this side of the street and in this block that are in SF6. So it was really just the averaging of those two properties, the vacant lot and the house next door.
What was the house next door? What is that setback at? You know,
I don't have it in here. I can do a very quick.
okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, if the other one was 25 and it's an average, then it must have been like 19 or something. Is that right? Mr. Dixon, while she's doing that, I mean, are there any, do you believe there are any potential adverse impacts on neighboring properties or property value or development in the neighborhood at all?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
David, it looks like it's about 21 feet.
Okay. Is the averaging just the abutting properties or is
It's
it?
it's the basically the abutting properties in the same block. So there's really just another vacant lot and then the one house in this same block to use as a base. And that's what the zoning code specifies as far as figuring the averaging.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Mr. Dixon, anything else you want to tell me, either in closing or otherwise, before we adjourn here today?
I guess just to complement the whole process, everybody has been extremely helpful, especially to a layperson like me. And just to say, thank you for everybody that was helpful in when I drew up the plans, as well as going through the entire process and what I needed to do. So I just wanted to thank everybody.
Okay, great. As I said at the beginning, I've had a chance to review the application materials and the staff report. And based on that and based on the testimony that I've heard here today, I am going to approve the requested relief. I need to formalize that approval in a written decision. I mentioned at the beginning that typically takes about 2 weeks. And so as soon as I finish that written decision, I'll put it into PDF and I'll email it to you, Mr. Dixon, and to Ms. Meehan. So you'll have a copy of that really just moments after it's complete. As soon as that happens, Ms. Meehan can approve the permitting on the zoning end. And I don't know if that will bring you completely up to code, but at least from a zoning perspective, you should be all set.
Excellent. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, sure. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'm sure Ms. Meehan would also be happy to answer questions. If you'd like a status update on the decision or have any other questions about this process, you can reach out to me directly.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sure, no problem.